It's time to get back on track, Broncos country. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports, and we are live here on a Thursday. Welcome into the show, and like I said, today's the day the Denver Broncos get back on track in their 2025 season. I have highlighted some big topics to talk about today, one being a singular NFL analyst who exposed the Broncos offense and then fixed it in his own unique way. So we're going to talk about that and if I believe that he is correct or not, plus some other really fun topics, including a mailbag just for you. As you know, we've got Monday Night Football. I believe it on ESPN this time. At Mile High, very first primetime game for the Denver Broncos coming up here in the 2025 season. It is going to be a hell of an atmosphere going up against the Cincinnati Bengals with no Joe Burrow. That begs the question to every single Broncos fans that is currently in the chat. You guys like my football, by the way? Is this a must-win game? And if so, who do you got? Let me know right now. Broncos, type DEN. For the Bengals, type CIN. If you're a Bengals fan and you happen to stumble on the Broncos Breakdown, do me a favor. Either exit or type your DENs because there is no shot the Cincinnati Bengals have of winning this football game, at least according to Moose. What's going on, Broncos country? I'm going to start giving some shout-outs for the people that are typing their DENs. Good to see everybody in the chat right now.
It's actually on ABC.
It's on ABC? Wow, interesting. Look at that. Jason, what up, Jason? Good to see you, buddy. Jason and I got into a little heated debate on our comment section of a couple videos ago. But you know what? I admire his passion. I admire his dedication to the team, and it is always nice to have a little healthy debate, as long as we can all remain respectful, right?
Yeah, the one guy in my comment section yesterday was not respectful, and I just told him to get the hell out. But I said, "You're in." He was like, "I unsubscribed."
Well, good.
And then I said, "Well, you're in my comments literally every other video, so I'll see you tomorrow, buddy."
Ooh, Broncos Unchained says, "Is that Alper?"
It is.
It is. Producer Alper, who is also, by the way, our Patriots Today host. That's right. I forgot the name of your team for a second. He runs our Patriots channel. We don't like the Patriots, but we do like Alper. So we're all good to go. Jason, all love, brother. It is always great to have some good, healthy debate. All right. Going to give some shout-outs here. Jose, what up, brother? Chase coming in with his DEN. DeAndre coming in with his DEN. Josh Kirby. Denver wins without Burrow. I completely agree. Mox Toxic saying, Denver, baby, since he's poor. Keanu, am I able to watch it on Spectrum? I don't know. I have no idea. Broncos Unchained saying, Alper. Joshua saying, sup, Alper. Look, you're already a fan favorite on Broncos Breakdown.
Look at that. What's up, Joshua Kirby?
Great to see y'all. Great to see y'all. Hey, do me a favor. We've got 63 people in the building right now. Producer Alper knows this better than anybody. Our bosses come to us and they say during our live shows we have to hit 50%. So 64 now watching, that means 32. I'm not going to say 32. Can we at least get to 25? Let's get to 25. That's 11 likes away. Hit that thumbs up icon. Let's grow this stream and we can start today's show. And that leads me to my next question. Do you want to see a victory Tuesday? Usually it's victory Monday, but the Broncos play on Monday Night Football on ABC, which means a victory Tuesday would be in order. So hit that thumbs up icon if you want to see the Denver Broncos take a W. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Super Chat menu that we've got going on today, because remember, the helmet, which I said was going to be here, I did tell them the helmet would be here today. It's not here, but guess what? It will be here before October 1st. So I'm hoping we debut the snow-capped helmet, the large one, in its entirety, on Monday Night Football. That is what I am hoping for. And Producer Alper, if you want to show them that real quick, here's the Super Chat menu today. If you send in a $10 Super Chat, yours truly is going to answer a great question, a really great question, frankly. If you send in $10, that's all it takes. I'll answer your Broncos question as President Donald J. Trump. And then, of course, a $20 super chat automatically gets you a helmet sticker. Plus, if you send in a 50, we're going to bang. Plus, you get 2 stickers. And you know what? It's Thursday, our Friday. Let's take down a beer bong. I'm feeling good.
Someone sends in 100. We'll race.
A beer bong race if we send in a $100 super? I'm into it.
I'm a NASCAR fan. I like racing.
I'm into it. Ooh, Thatcher coming in saying, would you like DJ Moore to Denver for a 5th rounder? You won't get a 5th rounder for him. You'd have to go a little bit higher than that. But DJ Moore is a frickin' dog. I would love DJ Moore on this team. Yeah, that's right. Joshua Kirby, he likes the Trump impression. I'll tell you, it's probably the greatest impression, frankly. $10 and I'll answer your Broncos question as Trump. Darius, what up, my dude? Broncos country, stand up. You know what's weird? Usually I lose my voice after the games happen, right? It's kind of it's not odd because you're using your voice so much during the games that obviously you're going to lose it. I started losing my voice last night and I am projecting very loud. Like, I feel like I'm very loud. You guys probably think it's normal sounding, but truth is, I'm really trying to project here because I don't know what's going on. Maybe I just need to drink more tea. I am losing my voice constantly, and it's happening again. What up, Darius? All righty. That is our Super Chat menu. We've got a great show planned for you today. Here's what it looks like as I twirl my football because my OCD is acting up today. An analyst, an NFL analyst who's great with numbers, revealed how to fix the Denver Broncos offense. And you will be shocked to find out just how bad the Broncos are in one statistic. I had to do a double take today when I read this statistic. I was like, there is no way that this is true. And then I checked from ESPN, and I checked this guy's source. It is true. And it's very, very sad, and it's very scary if you want to be considered a good team. Then, of course, I believe the Denver Broncos are going to start making some starting lineup changes. Mostly with some tight end stuff. Relax, Evan Ingram's not getting benched. But I think what you're going to see from a multitude of different sets could involve more tight end packages. And then, of course, another wide receiver that we have not seen a lot of this year. And then, of course, we're going to get into our mailbag to round out today's show. Use hashtag Broncos or send in a super chat to get featured on our mailbag.
Make sure you use hashtag Broncos and get your questions in.
Correct. And Broncos Unchained, he's already on it. We're going to be talking about Pat Bryant today. I don't know why they're not playing him. The dude's literally a mini Michael Thomas. He's mini Michael Thomas.
Hey, we're not playing Kyle Williams, so I get it.
Yeah, but nobody cares about Kyle. I'm just kidding. It's odd to me. I don't understand why coaches, especially the more tenured ones like Mike Vrabel, like Sean Payton, why they don't play their rookies more. I understand like ramping them in week 1, maybe a little bit of week 2. By week 3, you're in the frickin' fire. You're an NFL football player. Go out and be an NFL football player. The best way to learn is by trial by fire. Just throw them in.
Unless
Sink or
you're
swim.
like a 7th or 6th round pick.
Well,
if you're
yes.
like a 2nd or 3rd, you should be playing.
Yes, Pat Bryant was a 3rd round pick.
Kyle Williams was a 3rd round.
So, I mean,
Kyle Williams was 69. Nice.
He was a 3rd round pick, right? Am I getting my wires crossed up? Hold on. Maybe he was 4th. No, he's definitely 3rd. I am losing my freaking mind here. Up. I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on.
I don't see hashtag Broncos.
Hashtag
there we go,
Broncos.
Danny. I see your question, Danny.
Where'd you get that cheese, Danny? Yeah, it was a 3rd round pick. He was a 3rd round pick.
What pick?
I don't remember what pick specifically, but I know he was in the 3rd round. Alrighty. Denver all the way. Jason, correct. He's only played 32 snaps. It's ridiculous. That's 10 a game. That sucks.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I don't understand why you do not use him unless he's been really bad during practice and then okay. But I don't think that's the case. I think Sean Payton is just like, well, we're going to keep him under wraps and let him gradually get in. No, you don't get gradual in the NFL. There's 17 games. Every game matters. Every single game matters. And the Broncos right now are 1-2. So his blocking is unbelievable. I mentioned that in the show today. His blocking is incredible. Yeah. Yeah.
We also got 71 people in the chat right now and only 37 likes.
Not enough.
Not enough. If you want to get this party started, if you want to get this show started, we got to see 50. We got to see 50 likes.
50 likes. You heard producer Alper, and then we'll get started.
And get your questions in.
All right. A reminder, $10. You'll get your question answered as Donald Trump. And then, of course, $20 will get you on the helmet. I've got a list of people that are already on the helmets. $50, 2 stickers on the helmets, and a beer bong. And then $100, the deal that Alper made. We'll do a beer bong race. All right. We got a lot of questions coming in. Danny coming in with the marriage question, which is great. Appreciate it. All right, we're 12 minutes in.
DeAndre, you got to use hashtag Broncos.
I'll make an amendment to this because I don't know if we'll hit 50 within the next couple minutes. One more like. We're at 44. We'll start at 45. That's half. That's more than half. Oh, boo, Alper. Danny's already said, dude, you're a Patriots fan. What did you expect? I know. It's like walking into a Cardinals game as a Cubs fan and expecting them to be nice. It doesn't work. All righty.
Just walking in, period, to an Eagles game.
Do you want to message? I'll message Mitch and just see if he wants to come sit in on this. Here's what we're going to do. My first segment that's going out today is segment 2. So is there any way we could do that first and then go back to segment 1, finish with the mailbag? I think we could do that. I'll message Mitcher. 1 second, everyone. We've got to message the old bosser.
Just keep getting your questions in and keep hitting that thumbs up icon. I see Danny with a lot of questions. We got 80 people in the chat right now. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions with the Broncos, such as, I got a question, is Bo Nix the real quarterback? Is he going to be the franchise?
I'm not ready to punt on Bo Nix yet.
Exactly, but that's a question.
It is a great question. I'm not ready to punt on Bo Nix yet. There are clearly some areas that Bo struggles. Okay? 10-plus yards is not good right now. He cannot throw the ball downfield accurately during this season. We saw last year that he definitely could. He absolutely could. I don't know what the problem is right now. Maybe it's his footwork. Maybe it's his arm angle. I don't know what it is. All I know is that it's got to get fixed. Because right now, he might not be losing these games for the Broncos, but he's certainly not helping them win. All right, Mitch is coming in. As soon as he gets in here, we'll start. As soon as Mitch gets in here, my boss, one of my bosses, he's sitting in on our live show today for a little bit, just taking some notes, as they always do during the football season. And as soon as he gets in here, we'll start. By the way, Mitch is the host of the Raiders Report.
DeAndre Weatherspoon.
Boop!
Use hashtag Broncos with your question.
By the way, do you guys like this? Look at this football. I found this at the gas station. It's got the AFC and it's got the NFC.
There we go, Carlos.
This is the cool. This was $6. This is the coolest thing. Maybe we'll give this away on one of the shows and I'll sign it. I'll sign this ball and then we can send it off to someone. I mean, where else can you, like at a gas station, a mini football with all of the logos on it, AFC and NFC. I think that's unbelievable. You can come in, Mitch. Mitch, you can come in. Oh, okay, that's fine. If you can you hear me? Okay, cool. That's fine. As long as he can hear me, that's fine. I don't care. It's a small studio, so I get his reluctancy to come in and like squeeze in all cramped up. All right, here we go, Broncos country. Let's get started. Oh, yeah. No, I get it. All right, first segment. I believe the Denver Broncos are making some starting lineup changes that you need to know, specifically with their tight ends. Relax. Evan Ingram is not getting benched, but there might be some more personnel changes and the use of one rookie wide receiver the Broncos have neglected through the first 3 weeks. Producer Alper, are we ready to go? Let's do it. I believe some recent roster moves have indicated that the Denver Broncos are going to be making some changes to their starting lineup. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this because one specific player has not been highlighted whatsoever, and he needs to. Welcome in, Broncos country, to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. So let's talk about these changes that I believe are coming based off of some recent moves the Broncos have made this week. We'll talk about the very first one. What is it? Well, Adam Prentice, the fullback, has been activated from the practice squad. Now, you might look at that and go, Moose, that's a fullback. Why does it matter? Well, recently, the Broncos, based off of their scheme and what Sean Payton has been running a lot in their offense, have not prioritized power blocking. A fullback can be a key piece into establishing the power game, not only in the ground, but also through the air. I'm going to tell you why this matters so much for the Denver Broncos. But remember, Monday Night Football on ABC is coming up. Broncos versus Bengals. If you are ready for a Victory Tuesday, not a Victory Monday, but a Victory Tuesday, get the vibes going and hit that thumbs up icon right now. I want to see as many likes for a Broncos W. Let's talk about Adam Prentice. He's a player that is familiar with Mile High. He got signed to the practice squad during training camp, and that's kind of where he's lived most of the time. But I do believe that this move indicates the Broncos want to power run the football against the Bengals Monday night. There's one specific formation that I think the Broncos can absolutely utilize with him, and I'll talk about it here in a little bit. But if you just take a look at kind of the Broncos tight end depth chart, which has been lacking, believe it or not, Adam Troutman has had to become your primary pass catcher, whereas Lucas Kroll then becomes kind of like that semi-blocker and your other tight end. And Nate Adkins only recently got moved into the starting lineup based off of his, he was on short-term IR. He comes back. He gets activated for the Chargers game. So he's only been here for 1 week. The Broncos have been without some key pieces to run 12-man personnel. That dual tight end set is something you absolutely need to establish. And Nate Adkins, the other addition, which, like I just said, had been activated last week, is a key piece because he can also be a hybrid tight end and fullback. So Nate Adkins alongside Adam Prentice indicate to me that you can not only line up in some I formation, some jumbo formation, some strong formation, but you can also line up under center with 2 tight ends on either side. This is going to help establish the Broncos' power run game. And Sean Payton is a massive fan of Nate Adkins. Huge. Here's what he said. I think quietly, Nate was one of those players that I don't know got a lot of attention. And yet, there was a lot of respect around the league and in the locker room for the way he did a number of things. So it'll be good to get him back when we do. That was right before the Chargers game. Here's what I think. The Broncos are trying to set up for more early down success through the run game. There is a statistic flying around that I'm sure you did not know. The Denver Broncos are dead last in the NFL in early down success rate. That is inexcusable. It's pathetic, if you ask me. But not only does this help on earlier down success, Nate Adkins, believe it or not, scored 3 touchdowns in 2024, meaning he's also a red zone threat. And we know that creativity in the red zone, specifically on bootleg plays, are something that Sean Payton likes to do. So when you roll out to the left you find your tight end because they can set up in the blocking game, they can have a delay route, and they can just find themselves on an island in the end zone. And that is something the Broncos need to prioritize because in the red zone, they might not be bad, but they're not great. This is the red zone success rate right now in the NFL so far. Number 10, the Buffalo Bills, Packers at 11, the Seahawks coming in right above the Broncos at number 12, and at 13, right above the Carolina Panthers. So this isn't bad. It's just not great. Top 10 is great. You want to be over 70% success rate in the red zone. And like I said, the I formation will allow, even though it sounds like old school football, will allow not only Bo Nix to feel more comfortable, but it also allows you to set up more opportunities in the run game. Because what do we know about the Broncos' offensive line so far? They've been great in pass blocking. Run blocking, it's top 10, but not nearly as effective, especially in the first half. Second half adjustments have been phenomenal. I bet you didn't know this either. Lucas Kroll, Adam Troutman, and Nate Adkins played 22, 19, and 18 snaps respectively. Meaning what? That we could have only run a grand total of 19 plays in 2 tight end sets. The best offensive coordinators, the best offensive head coaches in the NFL in 2025 run 2 tight end personnel all the time. Kevin O'Connell does it. Ben Johnson does it. Kyle Shanahan loves to do it. Sean McVay. I could go on and on and on. The Broncos need more of this. And with these recent moves, the activation of Nate Adkins, activating Adam Prentice, feels like a legit game plan for the Broncos. They're going to play smash mouth 1985 football. Now, I don't know that for a fact. I'm not Sean Payton. I'm not boots on the ground. But I can tell you, based off of recent moves, this is what it feels like it's trending towards. So my question to you is, should the Broncos make a change to their starting lineup? Should they bring in Adam Prentice more? Should they use 2 tight end personnel more? You let me know in the comment section down below. I'm penciling in my answer for hell yes. Now coming up, the last major change. It's not a tight end. It's not a running back. It is not a fullback. It's a wide receiver that frankly has been way too underutilized in 2025. Now, before I do that, I have to tell you about today's presenting sponsor, and that is our friends over at Brunt. As someone who has to work in the yard in the Texas heat, I do not take my work boots for granted whatsoever, and that's where the sleek Marin design from Brunt comes into play. Look at how unbelievable this looks. Sleek, it's stylish, and completely durable. And if you're not taking my word for it, take it from the guys over at Brunt. They spared no expense with this boot. It is completely comfortable from the time I opened the box. There was little to no break-in period whatsoever. But Brunt is not just about work boots. They have a full line of products that you would absolutely look and feel great in. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort and durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they completely wrecked your feet. Brunt was tired of the workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work way too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that just don't hold up. So they built something better. Boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. For a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt when you use code CHAT at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com, use the code CHAT, and you are good to go. And after you order, they're going to say, hey, where'd you hear about Brunt? And you're going to say, that guy Moose from Broncos Breakdown with his weird face. He told me about you guys, and I trust his opinion. I'll have all of that in the comments and description of today's video ready for you to go. Shout out to Brunt. Go to bruntworkwear.com and use the code CHAT at checkout. All right, I do want to start with some news. I know we talked about the wide receiver, but I do want to just backtrack slightly. Evan Ingram was in full, go mode today. He's practicing, reportedly flying around the field. So it looks like that back injury looked more week to week, and they just kept him out precautionary reasons. It looks like Evan Ingram is going to play. Let's go to the final change being made, I believe, to the starting lineup. You got to put Pat Bryant in. 3rd round pick. I get it. Rookie. I understand. Sean Payton doesn't love to play all of his rookies, likes to gradually increase their workload. The problem is that Pat Bryant, or as I like to call him, Mini Michael Thomas, can absolutely help you win football games. But you're only playing him like 10 snaps a game. That is unacceptable, inexcusable. And I look at Pat Bryant and I say, not only can he help you beat zone coverage, not only can he beat players off the line of scrimmage, but this guy is an unbelievable blocking wide receiver. He is full go all the time in the nitty-gritty. He doesn't need the ball in his hands to have an impact. As shown by the most recent game against the Los Angeles Chargers. Producer Alper, you can bring that up right here to my left, but if you want to bring that full screen as well, except for them to get a better idea of what this looks like. This was that big-time run that J.K. Dobbins had against his old team, the LA Chargers. I want you to highlight something here. Look at that orange circle that I put there for you. Who's that guy? That's Pat Bryant. Running downfield, mid-stride, holding on to his defender to make sure that his running back gets a better hole up the sideline. If that isn't willing and able to get into the blocking game and earn you more snaps, I don't know what does. This also proves to me that if you get him more involved, it establishes the offensive force. So much of offense is like a dance, right? It's about rhythm, timing, flow, execution. But it's also about energy. It's about a willingness to grind down your opponent, right? And that's where if you see players like Pat Bryant or Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, whoever, Cortland Sutton even, if you see them getting involved in the blocking game with as much tenacity as they do when they're running their routes, it'll be demoralizing for an opposing defense. And we already know that the Cincinnati Bengals defense is a lot to be desired. So get Pat Bryant more involved. If you do that, trust me when I say this, not only will Broncos country be like Sean Payton, round of applause, but you can also expect that you have a better chance to win on Monday Night Football. And that's why I say if you're ready for a Victory Tuesday, hit that thumbs up icon. If you've already hit the thumbs up icon, don't do it again because that'll unlike the video. But if you haven't done so already, smash it, subscribe to the channel. And as always, Broncos country, a mile high salute to you. Be cool. We got a DB4L Bossman J. Bang! Put that man on a helmet, he says. You want to go on the helmet there, Alper?
Sure.
I'm not putting your ass on the helmet. Bossman Jay is already on that helmet twice, but he could get a little extra sticker if he wants.
So that's a beer bong for you.
That is a beer bong for me. I'll do it at the very end of today's live show.
You couldn't think of the word?
Couldn't think of the word. What do you guys think about that last little segment? What do you guys think? You like that?
Oh, I see the questions. I like the questions. A lot of them are just saying bench Riley Moss.
Trust me, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that big time. We talking about it. All right, cool. All right, he gave me his stuff, so we're good. We're good? Yep. We're good.
We're good.
We got 90 people in the building right now. 73 likes. That is nutty. Let's go. Shout out to you, Boss Man Jay. Yeah, like I said, I'll get into that beer bong after the last of the segments. Jesus. Guys, my brain is mush mode. My brain is mush mode.
It's your Friday. It is your Friday.
I think we realized that Pat Bryant could be mini Michael Thomas. You have to play him like that.
You mean slant boy?
Yes, a lot. Do it frequently.
Slant boy?
He is slant boy. All right. Let's get into our first segment. Shout out to Boss Man Jay coming in with a $50 super. That's nutty. Nutty!
Time to fix.
All right, here we go. This one is kind of bleeding back into what I kind of just talked about a little bit, not necessarily with the starting lineups, but there was an analyst out there named Warren Sharpe. If you're familiar with him, he's from Sharpe Analytics. I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, he's from Sharpe Analytics. He is like a savant when it comes to numbers. He just happens to do it on football. And he went into the deep dive on the Denver Broncos offense, and he said there's a lot of things that are wrong right now, but then he identifies how to clean it up. So I will...
What does he know?
Well, he knows numbers. He knows numbers. So I won't say that he knows football like a Sean Payton knows football, because he doesn't. But he definitely gets analytics. He understands like statistics and how to use statistics to your advantage. So you'll see here in a little bit.
Just play the game.
All righty. Let's get into our next segment. An NFL analyst, Warren Sharpe, tells you all about how the Broncos offense...
And also, keep getting your questions in. Hashtag Broncos.
What's up? What's up? I don't think I've ever heard that one.
I would definitely, if I hear it, I can definitely sing it for you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
FIFA 15, great game.
You guys are weird.
Full court or full field, full pitch kick by Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Okay. It is Friday. All right. Well, it's not Friday. It's our Friday. Let's do it. Let's get into it. It's definitely the super chat thing. It's the super chat thing. Hold on 1 second. Redo. It is. It's definitely it. When you go off of super chats, you can't jump into the next one. I've seen this multiple times now where I can kind of figure out that's the trend. So when you go from a super chat, put a different graphic up on screen and then push it. Cool. Sorry, a little behind the scenes stuff there for you.
I'm learning too.
All right.
Let's do this again.
Here we go. There's an NFL football analyst out there that explained just how bad the Denver Broncos are on offense in one major category. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I saw this statistic, I had to do a double take because I didn't believe it. But it is absolutely true. And I'm going to explain how the Broncos can not only fix this problem, but if they do fix it, they can expect to win a ton more games. Welcome in, Broncos country, to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. I'm sure you're wondering, who is this NFL analyst that you're talking about, Moose? Warren Sharpe. Looks like a mini Tom Selleck here with that mustache. Look how thick it is. Unbelievable. But Warren Sharpe, while he might not know about the X's and O's, or he doesn't have that coach's mentality, he is a math whiz. This dude understands stats, statistics, numbers, evaluations better than almost any analyst in the game. And he talked about one major area the Broncos are suffering in. But I'm going to ask you first, before we get into that, what area of the Denver Broncos must be fixed first, especially with the offense? We're not talking about the defense here, but what area of the Broncos offense should be fixed first? You let me know in the comment section down below. All right, let's talk a little bit about this. Denver's shocking regression on early downs this year. This is the stat that Denver is really struggling in right now. Number 32 in success rate on early downs. In early downs, they are 28th in EPA, expected points average, or added, and number 29 in percent of plays that gain another first down, despite a top 10 offensive line. Now, that could look like a whole lot of mumbo jumbo, but here is what Warren Sharpe goes on to say to kind of simplify the answers. Some would say that a run game that averages 4.5 yards per run play is the ideal rushing to have. While that's true, a better way to describe it would be an offense that averages 4.5 to 5 yards per play. That's a sign of an offense that moves the ball methodically, it moves it well, and is likely to have more success on early downs. Run game improvements will help, and some of it falls on the offensive line. Center Luke Wattenberg has struggled with run defense, and that makes it difficult for the Broncos to run up the gut. The Broncos may need to consider a change there. Now, I just want to call a brief TV timeout. You might look at that and go, well, I knew Luke Wattenberg wasn't good. Believe it or not, he's actually been pretty decent this year. He hasn't allowed a single sack. He's been doing great in run blocking. And I know he just said, he struggles against run defense. Maybe that is an overarching takeaway as who he is as a player as a whole. But if you look at the numbers, 1 penalty, 3 games started, no sacks allowed, a pass blocking grade of 53, which is and then a run blocking grade of 71. So I don't necessarily think that Luke Wattenberg is the problem. I think what the problem is in the first half and on early downs, the Broncos' success rate has been awful. It's been terrible. So on first and second down, you fail to move the football effectively. That's inexcusable because that leads to 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10 and beyond for your young quarterback, Bo Nix. And are we really going to sit here and go, Bo has to be perfect on every 3rd and 8 to 3rd and 10? Of course not. Here's another stat for you. Their early down success rate against the Chargers was 19%, which was last in week 3. And speaking of last, the Broncos rank 32nd. There's only 32 teams in early down success rate as a whole in 2025. 32%. And yet we've only lost those last 2 games by a total of 4 points. If that doesn't scream they should be 3-0, I don't know what does. And despite all of this, the Broncos' offensive line on paper is actually pretty good. Because you might be thinking to yourself, well, that clearly sounds like an offensive line issue. Nope. In pass block win rate, according to ESPN, number 1 in the NFL. Run block win rate, according to ESPN, number 10 in the NFL. This signifies to me it's a play calling issue. And I hate to say that to Sean Payton. But if your predictable play calling is leading to less success on first and second down, you'll never have success on third down, which leads to 3 and outs, which leads to you flipping the field. Your defense is on the field more tired, and gives up more points. Do you see how everything is just a snowball domino effect from the top all the way to the bottom? You got to establish the run game earlier because that's the easiest way you're going to have success. Boots on the ground, literally. Shug it forward. 12-man personnel, power run, establish it more and more. I think Sean Payton has clearly seen that if Bo Nix throws the ball more than 30 times, their success rate goes down. He's cleaned that up. Against the Chargers, he only threw the ball 25 times. So that's good. That's a good start. But now you really have to commit this ground game to excellence. And I'm going to prove to you why that needs to happen later on with some other players. But if you're loving this Broncos an analyst, if you're loving this Broncos analysis, hit that subscribe button right now. If you love breakdowns of your favorite team and how they can get better every single Sunday or Monday, hit that subscribe button and move forward. Now, coming up next, one other move to activate the offense. I just talked to you about how the analysts broke it down, but how do you actually fix it? What's a pragmatic way of making sure the Denver Broncos have more success on early downs? I've got you covered. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you about our friends over at Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. Do not miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it is good to be right. Very simple to play. Pick 2 to 6 players and their stat projections. And once you do that, you can watch your money multiply. Pick the more or the less on those players, and boom, you're ready to go. I'm sure you're wondering what it looks like to actually play Prize Picks. I've got you covered there as well. I made a lineup for week 4. Jalen Hurts, my max discount play, more than half a passing yard. Cortland Sutton, more on the receiving yards. And then, of course, Will Lutz, I'm going to say more than 1.5 field goals. Yours can look like this if you download the Prize Picks app. Download it today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Okay, so how do the Denver Broncos get better? What are the moves they need to make in order to activate this early down success? How about Jaleel McLaughlin? Wait, Moose, didn't you say that he's a trade candidate? Yes, and he still is. But Jaleel McLaughlin can not only boost his trade value by actually getting in the game, but he's great at bending around offensive tackles. Left tackle, right tackle, outside rushing, zone scheme. Jaleel absolutely dominates in this field. Oh, and guess who else agrees? Warren Sharpe. Here's what he said. It may also help the Broncos to activate third-year running back Jaleel McLaughlin on some game days and take advantage of his ability to get around the ends, meaning the tackles. Booyah. Left tackle Garrett Bowles and right tackle Mike McGlinchey are good run blockers, and several Broncos receivers can block well, so that would take out some pressure off the run game for the interior. And we know that J.K. Dobbins, while he has the ability to bounce outside, is more of a north to south runner. Well, you've got 2 dudes that are currently on your 53 that are on the active game day roster, or at least should be, in Jaleel McLaughlin and R.J. Harvey. They both succeed tremendously in this. So, as just a spitball idea from yours truly, why not try the 3-man combo of J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, and Jaleel McLaughlin? See if it does anything. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. And if it doesn't, you go back to the drawing board and you try and try again. The truth is, though, that if you look at this running back depth chart, if you look at the room that the Broncos currently have, Jake, kind of like an R.J. Harvey, can make a lot happen once you get outside the tackles. So do it. Run the ball 25 times against the Cincinnati Bengals. They don't have a good defense. Not against the pass, not against the run. If you can establish yourself with an identity against this team, not only does it help the momentum going forward, but it shows that there is a way to beat inferior teams. And like I said, Bengals defensive stats, they're not good. Yards allowed per game, 25th. Passing yards allowed per game, 25th. Rushing yards allowed per game, 21st. And points allowed per game, 26th. This is a very gettable defense. It doesn't even have to be a Bo Nix legacy game. Just do the little things right and beat your opponent. Move into week 5 against the Philadelphia Eagles with the momentum on your side. It is the ultimate must-win, get-right game for the Broncos. Period. That's all I got for you on today's episode. I'll just end it with that mic drop moment. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you haven't already. And as always, Broncos country, mile high salute. Be cool. What do you guys think? Was that pretty good? I went heavy analytics today.
That was terrible.
I'm an analytics guy. I love the analytics. We got a mailbag coming up here in just a little bit, so all you got to do is get your hashtag Broncos in or send in a super chat. Any super chat will have you skip the line, even if it's $2, $1, it'll get in. If you want to get featured front and center, that's the best way to do it.
We got a lot of questions.
Trust me, we're going to talk about Riley Moss. because there's no excuse for his big play. Like, he gives up so many big plays. It's not, he gets cooked all the time.
That'll be the first question.
Which one? Don't. Look at the script.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, to make it authentic, we'll use that instead of the other guy.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. What area of the Broncos offense must be fixed first? Let me know down in the comment section. My mic keeps cutting? Is that what it says? I know you haven't, but I'm saying, like, is there a... Man, that would suck if it did that during the segment. Is what propped up? Yeah. Well, no, it isn't. No, it hasn't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's my fault. It's been fine? Okay. As long as it's been fine in your ears, that's fine. What did he say?
It's not his mic.
It's check your connection. Okay, cool.
He said, you got
Oh, there it is.
connection.
All righty. All righty then.
All righty then.
Your number still 911. All righty then. All righty. Let's do this. Do we have enough questions, by the way, Producer Alper? Cool. Is this your wallet? Producer Alper has his wallet
It's
there.
not my wallet.
Aren't you Brett Alper?
Yes.
All right, let's do this. We still got 75 people rocking in the building with us. Let's get it. We got a D B 4 L Bossman J Bang! Let's go, Bossman! Shout out to you, dude! Holy cow. Baby Denver goes on the helmet. That's his child's name, who is coming very shortly. I'm very excited for that. They're naming her, I think it's a girl. Yes. They're naming her Denver. Yes. Baby Denver. Isn't that cute? I kind of like it. I think it's great. I think it's a great name. Also, check out Broncos Unchained. That is his podcast. If you want some other fresh, exciting Denver Broncos content that's a little bit different from mine, but that's all right. Everybody's got their own style. Go check out Broncos Unchained. Let's do it. Here we go. Getting into our... Ooh, there we go. I had to tighten the belt a little bit. Getting into our mailbag. What's up, Broncos country? Welcome in to our Broncos Breakdown mailbag, which we air every single live show on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, answering your pressing Denver Broncos questions. And before we get started, obviously, we've got a massive Week 4 matchup. And if you want to see the Denver Broncos win, subscribe for Broncos Dubs. Sub for Broncos Dubs. Don't be the guy that doesn't hit that sub button for fresh, entertaining, informative Denver Broncos content and help them beat the Cincinnati Bengals. That leads me into a question that I definitely want to ask you. Is this a must-win game for the Denver Broncos? Yes or no? I think it absolutely is. Not because the Cincinnati Bengals pose a massive threat, but it is a get-right game against an inferior team with a backup quarterback. You got to win this game. With that being said, let's jump in to our first question from DeAndre Weatherspoon. What's up, dude? Welcome into the show. What do you, the offense and defense, have to do to turn things around on both sides of the ball to get things rolling? You have to have more success on offense on earlier downs. The Denver Broncos rank dead last in the NFL. True fact, by the way, in early down success rate at 32%. That's beyond terrible. That means on first and second down, they cannot move the ball effectively. And that means Bo Nix, who's only a year 2 quarterback, has to perform on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and 3rd and 10. We can't expect him to be that great yet. It's just not his game. So you got to establish the ball on the ground a little bit more. Get the run game going earlier. Try not to have as many second half adjustments to get the ground game going. Establish it in the first, take a lead, and then coast the rest of the game. Defensively, stop giving up big plays. I'm looking at you, Riley Moss, who I have a feeling we'll talk about later in some capacity because a lot of fans are clamoring for him to get benched so far. Let's go, Pop, please. Do we trade for a linebacker now to replace Greenlaw? Excuse me. I've made a couple of videos on this. Yes, realistically, I'd rather sign someone than trade. I don't want to give up draft capital to go get a middle linebacker unless it's a really, really good one. The problem is that Greenlaw is not going to be available until week 7. So if you do sign somebody, it would have to be for a limited time. I still think Isaiah Simmons is a great fit for this defense. He's an athletic freak. He's like 6'4", 240 pounds. And he runs like a 4.4. It's unbelievable. And he plays linebacker. You could go out and get him. He's unemployed currently. Just sign him to a vet minimum and then demote him to the practice squad or release him after he's done his job. He can make a quick few bucks, and he helps the Broncos out. Danny, we need to stop pretending that Bo is a top-tier quarterback. He's not there yet. The defense needs to carry this team. I do agree with the second part of your statement. The defense does need to carry this team. I don't think anybody's really been pretending that Bo is a top-tier quarterback. Now, at the beginning of the year, I said he was top 12. I still think he has that capability. He's clearly not playing like it right now. I think there's a lot that Bo is trying to do, and it's too much. Just play your Bo Nix style of football. Back foot, push your hips forward, make a read, go through your progressions, and then deliver the ball on time and accurately. If you throw the ball 26 times a game with Bo Nix and he completes 18 or 19 of them, that's the sweet spot that you have to live in. All out Broncos. Should they bench Riley Moss? I have been concerned with him the last part of the last season. I knew somebody was going to get to this question. Look, Riley Moss, while the numbers might indicate that Riley Moss is playing all right, the truth of the matter is that he gets cooked on big plays way too much. They've been playing him a lot in man coverage, and sometimes he wins, and most of the time he doesn't. He's given up huge plays to the Indianapolis Colts, and he gave up some big plays over the middle when they played the Chargers as well. And the more and more that you play good quarterbacks, the more and more they can pick apart man coverage. I think that Riley Moss has his best intentions, and I know that he's taking this personally because he said it. I take the loss, talking about the Chargers loss, personally. Giving up that late touchdown, but we're going to get better from it. It just sucks. We're tired of losing games like this. He's not Pat Surtain. We know that to be true. He just isn't. As a trade candidate for the Denver Broncos. He's got some talent. He does. The problem is that talent doesn't always translate onto the field. And get this. According to Next Gen Stats, this is from Broncos Sports Illustrated, Moss currently is the second most targeted cornerback in the NFL. It might come as a surprise that Moss has allowed 13 catches on 27 targets for 170 yards through the opening 3 weeks. Still, it was Moss getting beat in the end zone last Sunday that sticks in the minds of recently disgruntled sections of Broncos country, even though his coverage was about as good as it gets, echoing exactly what I just told you. For the most part, he's been fine. But every single game now, it looks like there's a play here, there's a play there, there's a big moment here, a big moment there, where Riley Moss doesn't show up. And that's inexcusable. because you can play in 90% of the game excellently. But if the 10% is you giving up the game, that's a problem. So should the Broncos bench Riley Moss? Type B for bench or S for start. I'm still out yet because I don't quite know what Jahdae Barron's best position is. When we find out a little bit more about where he fits best, then maybe I'll give you a more accurate answer. Either way, you let me know in the comments section down below. Now, coming up, we're going to answer some more Denver Broncos questions just for you guys. But before we do that, I got to tell you about my friends from Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day. But on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. All you have to do is not miss any of the action all football season long with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Pick 2 to 6 players and their stat projections. And all you got to do is pick the more or less on that. And then boom, watch your money multiply. You could win up to 2,000 times your money on Prize Picks. How does it work? I created a lineup for week 4, just for you, Denver Broncos related. My max discount play. Jalen Hurts, the more on the half a passing yard. Cortland Sutton, the more on the receiving yards. And then Will Lutz, I do think, makes more than 1.5 field goals made. Yours can look like this, but it can look completely different. All you got to do is download the app and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup with code CLNS. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Bossman Jay, fan favorite of the show. What's up, brother? Who would be your biggest trade target before the trade deadline? But the fact that you could have Evan Ingram and David Njoku as your 12 personnel set, right? Your dual tight end set just would feed families. Njoku has such God-given strength over the middle of the field to body off bigger defenders like linebackers or bigger safeties. He can push off of them with ease, whereas Evan Ingram is a little bit more silky. He plays more like a wide receiver than he does a tight end. The yin and yang of those two would be magnifique. So I absolutely say David Njoku or Tyreek Hill. Josh, what's up, buddy? How many interceptions do the Broncos get against Browning? I'm thinking 2. Moss pulls one down. QB tends to test him more frequently. Hufanga gets the other one off of a tip. Well, Moss actually tipped a ball into the air earlier against the Chargers, and Brandon Jones picked that one off. So, or was that against the Colts? I think it was against the Chargers. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's one of those 2 games, but it definitely happened. I don't think Moss has one. I think Surtain gets his first one, and I also think that if you are going with 2, I'll probably say, yeah, I'll give you Talanoa Hufanga. I'll give him one. Maybe on a deep ball, because I'm sure they're going to try to throw the ball. They're going to be down to the Broncos, so they're going to try and stretch the field, especially with Jamar Chase. So give me Hufanga and give me Pat Surtain. Roush Guy. Why are we not running the ball more? It's a great question. I don't know. They need to. That is one of the biggest priorities that I have told the Broncos in all of my videos. Start establishing the run. I want to see 25 to 28 rushing attempts for the Broncos against the Bengals. Their defense sucks. They can establish the game. They can dominate the game, get out to an early lead, and then coast into week 5 at 2-2. Please, Sean Payton, Joe Lombardi, Davis Webb, run the football. Pops, this will be our last one. Does defense need to score once or twice to win? They shouldn't have to. They should continue to do what they do, which is put pressure on the quarterback and force 3 and outs. But it would be nice to see a pick 6, would it not? It really would. Or like a scoop and score. I think that'd be great as well. But you know what? It's a great question. I do think that they need to find the end zone once or twice before it gets a little too out of hand. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to hit that sub button if you haven't already. Like today's video, and as always, be cool. Hoo-wee. Yeah, see, I'm losing my voice. You hear that? I can't get up in the falsetto.
The what?
The falsetto. It's called head voice, brother. That's falsetto. It's a very bad falsetto, but it is one nonetheless. All righty then. Time is it? 5:02. We'll give him till.
Well, we got 250s.
Oh yeah.
I can go grab them.
Go grab them real quick. Beer bong, beer bong, beer bong.
I'm also going to the bar to watch Thursday night football, so I can do
Thursday night football on Prime, Amazon Prime. God, wouldn't Tyler Warren feed families on the Broncos right now? Here's a good question for you, and let me know. We got 45 people still watching in the building. Here's a good question. Put it down in the comment section or the live chat. Which player from the 2025 draft do you wish that we had right now? Mine is Tyler Warren. That dude is unbelievable. I'll give shout-outs. Pops, to answer your question, what would we need to give out or give up for David Njoku? A fourth rounder. That's it. The end says Tyler Warren. The dude, Mr. One, says Cam Scattaboo. I don't know how he's doing in New York. Is he doing all right? Warren, hands down. Jason, nose on the head. Dude, it's Tyler Warren. He is so freaking good. And Daniel Jones is making him look good. Coors Banquet Beer. Coors, the banquet beer. Yeah, everybody's saying Tyler Warren. It's got to be Tyler Warren. He's unbelievable. He can block. He can go out into the flat. He can go over the middle. He can go up the seam. He runs this like hybrid wildcat formation too where he takes a handoff. It's unbelievable. Scattaboo is looking nice. Okay. Well, Emeka Egbuka. Oh, dude, I forgot. He's so good. He's so good. I'm trying to remember who went in the top. Who went in the top? Oh, Abdul Carter went 3. Mason Graham went 5. Who went 4? I don't remember. Who went 4 in the 2025 draft? 3 was Abdul Carter. Who was number 4? Oh, Will Campbell. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want him.
Yeah, he kind of do. He's pretty good.
Well, the question was, which player do you want from the 2025 draft now that you've gotten to see them for 3 weeks? Tyler Warren is easily the answer. That one. What up, Henry?
Do the Broncos need a left tackle?
No, they don't. Garrett Bowles has been the number 1 left tackle in the NFL this year in pressure rate allowed.
Who's playing really well that's an offensive tackle right now?
Garrett Bowles.
No, I mean that's a rookie.
Oh,
Embo?
I don't know. No. How about Gray Zabel? But he's not a tackle. Cam Scattaboo playing Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Longest Yard movie. I'll take a cold beer instead.
How about you say, how about that library scene?
He makes fast people look not fast. That's a great movie. I mean, he is... Jason, I don't know I'd go that far, but he's definitely playing at probably the best of his career right now.
I mean, Joe Alt.
Kelvin Banks. He's been playing pretty decent.
Joe Alt, like what you say, best tackle in football? Are we talking about rookies?
Yeah, well, Joe Alt is, I mean, I would give anything to have Joe Alt as my right tackle. Notre Dame guy. Fun fact, GOAT.
I'm pretty sure Membu.
Here, do you want to hear my Joe Alt story? I have a Joe Alt story. You'll like this. So I was at a Notre Dame event, I think you want to call it, a couple years back. It was probably right around 2020. It's like right when COVID happened. It was right in the middle of that. And I went to this Notre Dame event with a bunch of bigwigs and alumni from Notre Dame. I went with my uncle who went to Notre Dame, has a lot of pull there. And we were sitting there and we were shooting the shit, and up steps the offensive line coach for the Fighting Irish. And I forget the guy's name. It's evading me. But they were talking about Quentin Nelson, who had just gone to the NFL a couple years earlier, and they were talking about how good he looked. Because remember that, like, straight out of the gate, like, he was one of the best guards in the NFL. He
still is.
Yes, he's unbelievable. And the offensive line coach for Notre Dame said, I don't want to put a damper on Quentin Nelson, but we have this kid coming in who is going to be the best offensive tackle in the NFL by his third year. And everyone's like, whoa, holy shit. Who is this kid? And he said, kid's name is Joe Alt. And this was before he even played.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Joe Alt goes to Notre Dame and is like
unbelievable,
a freaking stud, and gets drafted by Jim Harbaugh, who loves his offensive lineman, and he looks fantastic already. So that's my Joe Alt story. I knew about Joe Alt before Joe Alt was Joe Alt. All right, here we go.
I covered Upton Stout in college. I covered Mitchell Tinsley in college.
Did you?
Trying to think of who's a really good high school player that I saw.
We didn't have a ton of great high school football players in my area.
I covered high school football in northeastern Pennsylvania and in Kentucky for my years before I started.
Kentucky?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Beer bong race, thanks to Boss Man Jay, who got us to $100 in supers. If you want to get your last minute super in, $20 will get you a sticker onto the helmet. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, you just beat me. Oh, that's awful. That's terrible. It's awful. All right.
Lemony lime.
I'll give them one more minute to get their last minute supers in, and then we will end today's stream.
Won't even throw towards PS2. I say each safety gets a pick. Is he going to have time to throw, Boss Man Jay?
Who?
Jake
Oh,
Browning.
God, no. God, no. I this is an honest take, and I mean this in the nicest way. I think the Broncos will have 7 sacks against Jake Browning. I really do. Any Word has a really good plan. He said Moss shouldn't be benched, but Barron needs to play more on the opposite side of Surtain. I completely agree with that. I would not bench Riley Moss just yet. It's close. Monday Night Football on NBC. All right. It's 5:10. Looks like everybody's where they're at right now. We still got 64 people rocking in the building with us. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you are locked in for the best around the Denver Broncos. We are the fastest growing Denver Broncos channel on YouTube, by the way. So make sure you hit that sub button, like today's stream, and as always, Broncos country, mile high salute to you. Let's go Broncos. Be cool.